Today, Dong Fu invites you to delve deeper into the Dhammapada, the 13th verse from the Buddhist scriptures on the YouTube channel Tien Tien USA. Dear friends, dear seekers on the path, today we gather to reflect deeply upon one short verse, one simple line from the Dhammapada that contains within it a profound and transformative teaching. Even as rain penetrates an ill-thatched house, so does lust penetrate an undeveloped mind. The Buddha, with great compassion, offers us here a vivid image, a powerful metaphor, that opens the door to self-reflection and inner growth. Let us begin by contemplating this image. Imagine an old house, built without care, with a roof poorly thatched, gaps wide open to the sky. When rain comes, it seeps in easily, wetting everything, soaking the floor, causing mold, decay, discomfort. Now imagine a well-constructed home, solid, well-roofed, protected. When the storm arrives, the rain hits the roof, but it cannot enter. Inside, it remains dry, warm, peaceful. This is the mind. The house is the mind. If it is undeveloped, unguarded, neglected, it becomes like the poorly thatched hut, vulnerable to the rain of desire, the flood of lust, the storm of craving. But if the mind is cultivated, mindful, disciplined, it is like the well-roofed house, safe and serene, untouched by the wild rains of worldly temptation. Lust here is not only about sensual desire, though that is a part. Lust means craving, greed, clinging, the hungry fire that always wants more, that is never satisfied, that penetrates deeply into a mind that is not trained. An undeveloped mind is one that does not see clearly, that lacks mindfulness, that does not understand impermanence, non-self, and the cause of suffering. And so lust enters. It seeps in through every opening. It drives us to pursue what cannot bring lasting happiness. It blinds us. It burns us. It chains us. But the Buddha shows us a way. He does not condemn us. He simply points to a truth. If we wish to be free from suffering, we must tend to the roof of our mind. We must cultivate the path. We must learn to build a strong inner refuge. We must practice. The mind must be trained like a field, cleared of weeds, planted with wholesome seeds, watered daily, protected from pests. How do we do this? We begin with mindfulness. We begin by observing our thoughts, our feelings, our urges, without judgment, with calm awareness. When a desire arises, we do not push it away, nor do we chase it. We simply see it. We say to ourselves, "Oh, desire is here." And we look at it. Where does it come from? What is it made of? What is it asking for? Often, we will find that behind lust is loneliness. Behind craving is fear. Behind wanting is a sense of lack. And so we do not need to fight with lust. We need to understand it. We need to heal what is beneath it. And we must guard the doors of the senses. When we let in everything, when we consume without care, we fill our minds with images, thoughts, ideas that stir up desire. So we practice restraint. We choose what we watch, what we listen to, what we read. We protect the mind as we would protect a child, gently, firmly, with love. And we practice generosity. Lust takes, it wants, it grabs, but generosity gives. When we give, when we serve, when we help others, lust has no place to root, and we practice contentment. We train ourselves to see that what we have is enough, that this moment is complete, that joy is not in having more, but in needing less. We breathe deeply. We sit quietly. We return to the present, and the rain of desire begins to fall harmlessly outside. It cannot enter, because our roof is strong, because our mind is well trained. Because we are awake. And when the mind is awake, lust becomes transparent. We see it arise. We do not follow. We do not fear. We simply let it pass. Just as clouds drift through the sky. Just as wind moves through the trees. Desire comes and goes. We remain still. We remain clear. And in that clarity, we find peace. We find freedom. This is the promise of the Dharma. This is the path of the wise. To develop the mind. To strengthen the roof. To walk with mindfulness. With loving kindness. With wisdom. To look upon the world. Not with hunger, but with compassion. To see others. Not as objects of desire, but as fellow beings on the path. To bow to life. Just as it is. And to let go. To let go. To let go. Until there is no more clinging, no more fear, only the vast sky of liberation, only the gentle rain, falling harmlessly upon a house that is whole. And yet, dear friends, we must ask ourselves honestly, how often do we reinforce our roofs? How often do we check the foundations of our own minds? In our daily lives, the world presents us with countless invitations to desire, subtle advertisements, seductive voices, tempting emotions, without mindfulness. Even a moment of forgetfulness allows craving to sneak in, slowly but steadily, like a single drop of water, dripping through a crack. Day by day, it begins to rot the beams of our being. So the practice must be constant. We must return to our breath, again and again. We must become artisans of our own inner sanctuary, tending lovingly to each layer of our spiritual structure. Compassion becomes the support beam. Wisdom becomes the walls. Patience becomes the insulation. And devotion to the Dharma becomes the roof tiles. When we live in such a house, even the strongest winds of craving cannot shake us. We are not cold. We are not damp. We are not lost. Instead, we are steady, calm, sheltered by the strength of our practice. And this, dear friends, is what the Buddha encourages. Not blind faith, not denial of desire, but a deep, conscious cultivation of the mind, a care for the soul, a recognition of our potential for awakening. Let us remember, every thought we nourish becomes a beam in the structure of our home. If we feed anger, it becomes a broken tile. If we feed jealousy, it weakens the door. If we feed fear, the windows shatter. But when we feed loving kindness, we illuminate every corner. When we feed understanding, we seal the leaks. When we feed joy and simplicity, we create warmth. Let us therefore reflect each day. What kind of house am I building? What kind of refuge am I creating for my spirit? And let our answer be shaped not by words, but by the actions we take, the peace we practice, the mindfulness we embody. Let the teachings not remain only in scripture, but become the bricks of our daily lives. Let the Dhammapada verse not be a distant echo, but the heartbeat of our intentions. Let the wisdom of the Buddha become the very foundation beneath our feet. And then, not only will we be safe, but we will be a shelter for others. We will become that house, well thatched, where others may come to rest, to learn, to heal. We will radiate peace, not by effort, but by presence. And in this way, the rain may fall, but we are untouched. The storm may howl, but we are unmoved. Desire may arise, but we do not follow. We simply smile and return to the breath. We return to awareness. We return to the Dharma. And in that return, we find the path. We walk it together as brothers and sisters in the light of awakening, as one Sangha, as one family under the vast sky of wisdom. Thank you for watching today's sermon with Tien Tai. Nam Mo Adi De Fat. I wish to bring this merit towards all disciples and sentient beings, all of whom will attain Buddhahood. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel to review the short sermons of the Buddha. Thank you for listening to the Dharma.